Now for what's trending in true crime, legal advice from the founder of Death Row Records, Marion Suge Knight. So last week, the imprisoned killer spoke to CNN about why Sean Diddy Combs should testify in his own defense. Take a listen to what Suge had to say to CNN's Laura Coates.
From what you know about Diddy, Puffy, as you call him, Sean Combs, do you think that he will want to testify in his own defense?
He probably was advised not to, but I feel if he do tell his truth, he really would walk. If Puffy go out there and say, hey, I wasn't control of my life at the time, or himself, and he can humanize his own self, and the jury might give him a shot. But if they keep him sitting down, it's like he's scared to face the music.
Now, Knight is serving a 28-year-long prison sentence in the state of California after pleading no contest in 2018 to voluntary manslaughter after a fatal hit and run. So, should Diddy take legal advice from Mr. Knight? Let's talk about it with our Power Panel guest this morning. So pleased to have with me former prosecuting attorney in South Carolina, Tommy Pope, along with former Hot 97 co-host Lisa G. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
Hi.
My goodness, Suge Knight giving trial consulting advice. This is really something I never thought we'd see the day. Lisa G, how about you?
Hi, good morning. That's like asking the main bully in high school to give you advice on the algebra test. Like, these guys are arch enemies.
Right.
There's no way that I would take advice from him. And I think Suge is doing this for his own ego. Look at all the publicity he's getting. But if I were Puffy, P. Diddy, whatever you want to call him these days, I would say, no way am I listening to him, nor will his attorneys.
Right, Lisa. I was just talking to our awesome show director, Matt Woolley, about this, and he was saying, like, Suge is kind of setting a trap for Diddy here. Like, yeah, go ahead, testify. It'd be good for you. Great result for you, you know. And, like, where really this is just he wants to see his demise. What do you think, Tommy? I agree. I think he's got a great point.
That's like when we were kids getting the guy to throw the rock at the wasp nest and going, oh, they probably won't sting it. You know?
Exactly.
But I think truly if you take a step back, all the horrible things we've heard in the courtroom, you know, there's no good explanation. So if he can get up and personalize it, truly, I mean, again, not sitting in the defense room with them, but what's he got to lose? If he can personalize it and, you know, almost have a mea culpa, and, you know, I was drunk on my own popularity, on my own riches, and I went out of control, but it was never something, you know, that was illegal. You know, it was consensual, and it was this, you know. I mean, otherwise, I will agree with Suge. Otherwise, you're just sitting there and they're judging you. So, I mean, independent of where the information's coming from or the advice is coming from, it may be something worth considering.
Right. You know, and another good point, our director, he's so awesome, you know, was saying, did Suge testify? And I'm thinking, no, and we've talked a lot about this, about how in Tupac's case, his dear friend, his artist, he's in the car. We know we've got the pending case for Tupac's murder, and Suge's not saying a word. So, you know, I mean, it's like, okay, so you want Diddy to go up there and then be subjected to a big cross. Lisa G. Yeah, right? Lisa,
yeah, I mean,
you know these guys. I mean, what do you think? What do you think Diddy thinks about what Suge is saying?
Well, if it's even gotten back to him, but I've known Sean for, you know, decades now, and he is not a sympathetic character. And if I were his attorney, I would not put him up on the stand. Even the apology video he did about you know, the video where you can see him beating up his former girlfriend, he did not seem apologetic at all. There was no sympathy there that I felt from that video, and I'm sure the jurors would feel the same way. I would not put him up on the stand. No way. Yeah, it's a great point, Lisa. We all saw that video, and it went over like a lead balloon. You know, he would have been better off saying nothing. Right. Oh, gosh. Oh, speaking of somebody saying something, let's turn to our other bit of trending news I want to ask you both about. President Donald Trump isn't ruling out a pardon for Sean Diddy Combs. Apparently, last week when a reporter asked the president about it, the president said that he would look at the facts before making a decision.
So now we've got rapper 50 Cent, who we know makes no bones about his hate for Diddy, saying that he's going to contact President Trump and urge him not to offer Diddy that pardon. Now, just last week, we know the president pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley after they served more than 2 years in federal prison for bank fraud and tax evasion. So what are the odds that the president pardons Diddy? Tommy Pope, do we need to worry about this now? Do we need to worry about the government potentially convicting him and then it being undone?
Julie, I just want to make clear, as a hip old white man, it's 50 Cent, 50 Cent. So just once I get that squared away from you.
Thank you for the correction, my friend.
But I feel like I've said this before, but I feel like we're living in a bad Saturday Night Live skit. You know, if you couldn't make this up, but now, you know, the leader of the free world is getting advice from 50 Cent on whether to pardon P. Diddy. I mean, again, if I'd have told you that a year ago, you'd say, you know, I'm making it up. And so it's concerning to me, you know, in general, the pardons and the randomness. I know it's happened all throughout the presidencies, but, you know, as a prosecutor, it undermines the criminal justice system. It undermines what the jurors have done, the work, you know, victims, all of that. And I hope that it doesn't come to that.
Right. You're right, Tommy. It's like only in America does this stuff happen. Only in America do we have this situation. Lisa G., let me ask you this before we have to let you go. I know that Diddy's been to your studio many times. You've done many interviews with him. Curious, since we're talking about Suge and the late, great Tupac Shakur, did they ever come for an interview?
No, Suge never came for an interview. I did not meet Tupac. He was up at our radio station the day he was there. Unfortunately, I was not. But getting back to the pardon, I think because of that tape, seeing him beating up Cassie Ventura, I don't think the president will pardon him. That's just my personal feeling. I hope it doesn't happen if it comes to that.
Right, Lisa. No, I'm with you. And, you know, I'm sure there are plenty of people around the president. If the president's a busy man, obviously he's not concerned with every little bit of testimony in the Diddy case. I'm sure there are plenty of people advising him about the bad things that are coming in and perhaps would not be appropriate for a presidential pardon.